Hello all my friends out there on the internet, and welcome to another Monday where I, Daki Young, will ramble about miniatures. It is today Monday the 9th of September 2019, and I have to admit to some abject failure. This is going to be the video this year with the least finished miniatures. In fact, you're looking at it. This is the only thing I finished. There's just been too much other stuff going on this week, and next week is probably going to be pretty rough as well. Not as bad as this past one, but yeah, it'll pick up, but a slower pace than during the summer at least. I can say that much. So I finished this. I think she's called Anthonelle. She's Reaper Bones Black miniature. She was the promo mini about a month ago, I think, and I pinned it up sort of in this similar scheme to what they do on the website. I'm mostly pleased with the cloak. The red of the cloak here turned out nicely, I think. The rest of it is just sort of there. But it's okay. I mean, the face is pretty good for the amount of definition that was in the cast. You know, there wasn't a whole lot I had to work with. But there we are. But you know, I was not completely. I've advanced forward a little bit on a lot of other minis. They haven't stood completely still. So let's take a look at that. So the most of the work that has been done is on these minis. It might not look like much, but what I did with the bat was actually, as I mentioned, I painted the underside of it. This has been pretty much done and varnished, and then I glued it into this flight stand. So now I'm going to finish the top side of it before I consider the whole model finished. But you can sort of get an idea. I'm going kind of light colored here. I'm sort of inspired by this illustration here, which this is a printout from the Pathfinder Bestiary, which I do own a PDF of. I don't have the actual book. So hopefully you can see the similarity here. Well, we've got, this is sort of a light grayish brown theme going on, and this is what I'm going for with this one as well. Except it has the pustules, which I decided to paint the green because why not? Now, as for the wizards, you might recall that I took these to the game store painting night, and they've all had some work done. In fact, I've finished. It doesn't look like a lot of has been finished, but I've done all the skin, and the beards are not completely done, but they're started, and all the incidental gear like staves and pouches and belts and stuff is done. What's left is mainly just, well, the main areas, the robes, the cloaks, and the hats. And that is, well, that's the fun part. So I've saved that for last. And I'm going to do something which I don't usually do because I haven't really prepped anything else that's appropriate to bring to the game store tonight. I'm going to take these back and I'm going to finish them tonight. Yeah, that's the plan. And well, I'll make decisions as to colors by the seat of my pants. I don't have any specific ideas yet. They're all sort of gray bearded, but I'll finish up the beards here at home probably, and do various shades of gray, some light gray, some dark gray, just to vary it up a bit. So traveling on to projects that are even less finished. The remainder of the the Reaper bones for core set adventurers subsets are these three ladies, which have only gotten a few splashes of very simple undercoats. Some on the weapons, some on the skin, and some on bases. And here we got some skin paint on the headstone, unfortunately, but oh well. So these two Heresy miniatures have just some pale undercoats over the primer. Here, just roughing in, trying to get an idea of experimenting. Do I want a pale body and dark wings for this one? Which is kind of an idea that's kind of opposite to how I often paint these sorts of creatures. I often go dark body and light wings, but I thought, well, let's do the opposite this time. This Demon Lord is fully assembled, primed, and has had a few slight undercoats on the weapons. He's very dramatic, as you can see. This is a amazing wingspan. This is only really possible with a resin mini. Metal would be too heavy, and Bonesium would not. What would be too wobbly. So yeah, feeling good about this one. And finally, in the back here, we have the hassle-free nudes that are just primed. Well, what I've done is use my tan primer from Vallejo, and then I don't have any white primer. I just made a quick blast from straight above with white Vallejo Model Air, just paint. So these two gymnasts, I've separated them by having one on a wooden floor and one on a stone floor, a flagstone floor. Yeah. So these will be interesting and fun. These might very well jump the queue and get finished before some of these others, because they're relatively simple. They don't have many different areas to paint, and I rather enjoy painting skin on models like this, you know, for purely technical reasons. Right, the least prepped of all the stuff that's in prep is this Fire Giant Huntsman, who is cleaned and assembled, not based, not primed. I don't know if I need to gap fill him. I probably will do some gap filling here just for the heck of it. Same thing on his Hellhound. Now, the interesting question with this one is, how do I base it? Because, see this chain here? There's a peg there that goes into a hole in the neck of the Hellhound. It's supposed to be a part of a little diorama. He's standing like this. It's rearing up. He's leading it. Now, do I put this on one big-ass base, like a little diorama, or do I do this, where I have this guy on one base and the dog on a slightly smaller base? See, this is going to work, I think. Yeah. This is probably how I'll do it. Only question remaining is what sort of texture will I do on the basis, but that's a question I will solve by next Monday. Don't have to solve it on camera now. Okay, so I said I was going to start these last week, but this week for sure I'm going to start them. I've already shown you these. This is the Lucius boxed set for first edition Malifaux. And clearly I'm not bringing these to the game store to paint tonight. Hopefully next week, next Monday. Yeah. So they're still in the pipeline. And what am I adding? Well, apart from these, not that much. But I do have one new arrival. This troll. The very astute among you will remember that I painted the trolls bought the Troll add-on set from the Bones 4 Kickstarter a while back, but I didn't paint this guy because there was an issue with the hand, one of the hands holding the pig. He comes with two different options for what to hold above his head. One is a rock, and there's two separate hands, and only these hands fit into the rock. And there's a pig with two separate hands, and only these two hands fit the pig. So I wrote to Reaper that one of the hands was faulty for the pig. It was actually a copy of one of the rock hands, so to speak. And so, after a while, they got around to sending me a new copy of this miniature, and this one has a pig hand that fits. It doesn't fit terribly well, but that's a problem with the sculpt in a way. So now I actually have two copies of this figure. So, and as I think I showed you, oh, this is going to be difficult. The distance between them, I'm going to have to bend these arms apart a little bit to make this thing actually work. But I don't need to work that out on camera. Maybe I can glue the hands in first and then the pig. Oh, well, we'll figure it out. So because I have two of them, and because the idea of hot swapping the hands is not going to work because there's too much of a gap no matter how you work it. So I'm going to build my two copies of this figure, one with the pig and one with a rock. And yeah, we'll just have two very similar ones throwing different stuff. And I will... These are not difficult preps because most of it is assembled already. So I can say with some confidence that I will prep and prime these two-headed trolls for next week. And the Malifaux guys, I promise. So that was a very rambling ramble. I hope it was not too painful for you. If you survived it, click like, subscribe if you haven't done so, share the video with somebody you like, comment on what you especially liked in the video, and be back here a week from now. Same day of the week, same channel, maybe different time of day, but the same key on. Still rambling. But for now, I'm signing off.